Welcome to English 112, Section 18W. This is Online English 112, Writing in the Disciplines. My name's Angela Nazat, and I'm your instructor for this semester. So for this short welcome video, I want to go over the Monday announcement and explain a couple of basic stuff about the class. Take a look at the syllabus and the attendance policy, how we do attendance in an online class, and generally sort of get you going so you can look around your Blackboard and get started with your week's work. All right, so every Monday morning and Wednesday or Thursday, midweek, you will receive an announcement from me. Mostly you'll get a video that will accompany the announcement explaining what we're going to be doing that week, or if it's a midweek announcement, just sort of giving maybe a little more clarification for your late week assignment and work. So let's go ahead and take a look at today's welcome announcement. Um, this is an online class. And if you have taken online classes, you will know about entry verification quiz. If you haven't taken an online class, you will have to complete an entry verification quiz. It takes about 20-ish minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. I've done it myself a number of times. It basically kind of teaches you all about Coastal and the uh, Blackboard, uploading assignments, grading, all of that sort of stuff. It's actually a pretty useful thing. So before you're able to do any work in this class, you have to have completed that entry verification quiz with a score of 70% or higher. You will not be able to access your work if you haven't done that. So that's the first thing you want to do. So I have this here. There's an announcement that you can read to give you a little bit more information just on entry verification. Like I said, it takes about 20 minutes. The way to access entry verification is up here, this link along the sidebar. So the sidebar of your Blackboard is where you're going to get all of the work and tools and module and your textbook and your calendar and all that sort of stuff. So you're going to go ahead and you'll need to click on this module. It walks you through the entry verification module. It's pretty self-explanatory. The one thing you need to do is if you have a pop-up blocker enabled, you need to disable that. All right. So once you do that, you're going to return to your announcement and continue to read what we're going to be doing this week. So the big thing this week is really kind of getting your feet wet with Blackboard and my expectations. Because this is an online class, you aren't physically attending, but you do have assignments that count as attendance assignments. That's how we call them, is virtual attendance assignments. So if we're going to click into this attendance policy, it's the attendance and plagiarism policy. I have them linked under the same tab. This is a coastal policy. You, first of all, have to have attended by doing work, doing the attendance assignment prior to the census date. Our census date is January 15th, but you have work due before then. So, um, if you get your work done by the end of this week, you definitely will have attended by this census date. If you haven't done anything in the class by the 15th, you're going to automatically be withdrawn from the class. So Coastal's policy is that you cannot miss more than 12.5% of the class. For this 16-week online class, what that means is if you miss 2 weeks in a row, we'll have one attendance assignment every week. They'll be very clearly marked. You'll know which one it is. It's usually the midweek assignment. It's usually a Wednesday or a Thursday. If you miss two of those attendance assignments in a row, you will be disenrolled immediately. If you miss two attendance assignments over a longer period, say you miss one week, but you do one the next week, and then you miss the week after that, you'll be disenrolled on your third missed assignment. So the key is to get your work done, particularly those attendance assignments every week. If you are struggling for whatever reason, if you are having some sort of issue with your computer or something, you need to contact me and let me know what's going on so we can work it out. Okay, we're going to come back to this academic integrity and plagiarism policy. I need you to read that this week, and I will talk about that a little bit more as we start writing papers. But I really want you to read about this. You're going to be quizzed on your syllabus, and there is a question about plagiarism. All right. So, speaking of the syllabus, let's take a look at the syllabus right now. So, here is the syllabus. I have two online sections, so it's the same syllabus. You're going to go ahead and you're going to download this, and you want to read it because you do have that syllabus quiz. I'm happy if you have it next to you when you take the quiz. All I want is that you read it and understand it. The quiz is there just for me to know that you have gone through the syllabus and you understand your obligations as a student. So, again, you're required to have a computer. Obviously, this is an online class. Your textbook is linked, and we'll take a look at that in a second. You can always buy a hard copy of the Little Seagull Handbook if you really like it, but you do have the digital version here. So, and I have this in bright yellow highlighted. You need to submit your work using Microsoft Word and PowerPoint. You have access to these through your MyCCCC portal and the Office 365 button. We'll take a look at that in a second. You have to submit your work using Word, not whatever Pages or whatever Apple you use on a Mac. I don't have access to a Mac at work, and so that's a requirement. And we'll take a look at how to get to use Word. You've paid for that when you paid for all your digital stuff. And your MyCCC portal is how you get basically to everything, the library, the Writer's Center, your grades. This is covered in that entry verification quiz. All right, so again, we've covered the attendance policy, but I have it here in your syllabus as well. Um, there's a reinstatement policy. You need to, when you've been disenrolled, and you'll know because I'll send you an email and the registrar will send you notification. You need to contact me if you want to be reinstated in the class. I'm usually happy to reinstate everybody at least once, and I like to give everybody chances. And if you need to be reinstated, we'll talk about that. So here is how you're going to be evaluated. Um, we're going to start off with what I call a reading response unit. And we'll get into that next week, but you can just take a quick look and see how your grades break down. The bottom line is you have two big papers. That's Module 1 and Module 2. You have this reading response unit, which has four very short response papers, little one-page papers. And then finally, you have a presentation wherein you present your paper 2, your module 2 paper. You'll have a variety of low stakes work throughout, and then a brief low stakes final exam. This is Coastal's grading system. So I mark my assignments very clearly in terms of when they're due. So you will know that when you have work due, I mark it. I notify you in the announcement. So it's all pretty straightforward. If you don't turn work in, you get a 0 for that. I know a lot of high school students, if you're taking this class as a high school student, that may come as a surprise. But if you're in 112, you took 111. So this shouldn't be too surprising for you. Um, I do take essays late. I'm realistic about that. We've got those 3 high stakes writing units, the 4 reading response papers, the literary analysis essay, and the literature review paper. You will receive a penalty of 5 points per day, per late day. So obviously that starts to add up, and I make the final call on that late penalty, but you will be penalized if you turn it in late. So it's really, to your advantage to do it on time. Class activities. So this is an online class, but I will have group work and low stakes activities. Group work, and I use that kind of loosely because, we can't meet, but it's discussion boards. We'll use Padlets. I really don't have too many quizzes. I have the syllabus quiz, and I have a quiz when we start module 2. Um, and then the presentation needs to be submitted on time. It's the final work for the class, so I need to have it. Here again, this is in your Blackboard, but I have it reproduced here. And then I'll let you read through this at your own, kind of at your own leisure. This is the first unit we're going to work on, is this reading response unit, and we'll get into that, and you will be eased into it, I promise you. All right, so let me go ahead and get out of the syllabus. You can continue on, read about technology. Here's again about plagiarism, using the Writer's Center. If you have accommodations, you need to let me know what your accommodations are and how I can help you with that. I may suggest you have an appointment with a success coach as you go along if I feel you need a little extra help. So continue, read your syllabus. This is what you're going to get quizzed on. All right. So, and then I have this sort of a quick handy, when's our breaks, because everybody wants to know when our breaks are. Spring break, our mid-semester break, our first break coming up is January 20th. And then kind of a rough start and due date of the work so you can sort of see how it breaks down. All right, here's your textbook link, and you'll want to go ahead and click in and make sure you can click in um, to your linked little seagull. We use this really, this is used as a handbook when you need to learn how to do or refresh your memory on MLA, and you will have a scavenger hunt to do early on. So you will probably use your little seagull when it comes to MLA style, and then later for our paper 2, module 2, we'll be using APA. So go ahead and log into that. Then we are going to look at the getting started week. So this is going to encompass this full first 2 weeks of the semester. We're going to do, this week is all about the syllabus quiz and the introducing ourselves and critical reading Padlet. And we'll talk about this Padlet here in a minute. By the 19th, you'll have your scavenger hunt due. So you'll want to open that up. I am going to open up right now. I just have week 1 opened up for you. Um, I'm still working on a couple of things in week 2, but I'm going to open it up probably by tomorrow. I'll probably have that ready for you tomorrow so you can start working on that scavenger hunt if you want. One of the things that you're going to want to do is, well, first of all, if you can't see anything below this bar, it's because you haven't done entry verification. So you definitely want to circle back and finish that up. So here you'll click on your folder. Every week I'll have a week's worth of stuff, and it's in a folder. And it basically has all your materials kind of as you go down, maybe a video by me, and then your work is always at the bottom. So here's your first virtual attendance assignment. It's due Thursday. It's your syllabus quiz. So when you're ready to take that syllabus quiz, and you can have that syllabus in front of you, you can print it off, get that done. You'll be counted present for the week. So the next thing I want to show you is this link here, this black thing bar is going to take you to an outside platform called Padlet. You're going to use Padlet off and on this semester. It's a really nice way of working in groups and having like a discussion, a little bit more conducive to that than discussion board. So when you get to Padlet, you want to make yourself an account. It is free. You want to use your name, use your first name, and I'm going to update this. Use your first name and your last initial. Don't put your whole name, but definitely give your username your first name and your last initial. So like for me, it would be Angela N. So that way I can identify you, but you don't have to put your full name in it. Okay, so it's going to take you to this very beautiful Padlet. And you are going to work on this particular assignment. So it's going to ask you, let's go back, I'll do it one more time. It's going to take you there. And this particular Padlet is going to ask you how you think critical reading influences art. Let me make sure. I'm going to make sure I'm doing this right. Sorry, I kind of was thinking about, I thought I had you doing a video in this Padlet, but that's next week's Padlet. You're going to create a video response. So bottom line is create your account with your first name, last initial, and then when you're ready to answer your question here, how does critical reading influence our understanding of texts in various disciplines? Tell me one interesting thing you read recently, and what conversation would you like to have about that? You'll have done a little bit of reading ahead of time. If we go back here and we look, um, you need to cover this critical reading handout, review this presentation, and then you can watch my video of this presentation, and then you're going to come and do this activity here. When you're ready to post, you're going to just click this little plus button, and it will have you write your response. You can just say, I believe in whatever, and then you hit publish, and then you can see. So I have my whole name, but like I say, I'm going to have you put your name initial, and then when you're done, you need to come and add, like, you need to respond to one classmate. So then you're going to go ahead and add your comment, and you're going to go ahead and let me go ahead and get this out of here. So you're going to add your comment, and then you're going to reply to your classmate. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get out of this. So if you wonder how I'm going to grade, you can read through this. I'm going to be pretty generous with this grading on this first Padlet because this is really just us getting to know each other. All right. All right. So I guess that takes care of it. Again, I'm going to be back midweek with an announcement, and I'll probably have a short video. You have this critical reading video. This is me presenting this presentation right here. So you want to watch that as well before you do your Padlet. All right. If you need to get in touch with me, you can find my email at contact information right here. That's how you get a hold of me. This is my department head, and this is my division chair. All right. I'm glad to have you.